take me and finish me there. I received threats, so therefore we are helpless, we are being victimized, we are absolutely, we do not know what to do.
Your recent statement in the newspapers after the Hyderabad incident was that whatever happened was good, in fact, and was to flush out the terrorist.
What was?
The recent incident in Hyderabad, you were reported in the press as saying that whatever happened in Hyderabad, even though the women who were demonstrating and it was a peaceful demonstration, were fired upon, the children were fired upon, and people died in this indiscriminate firing. While everybody appalled at this, your statement said that it was fine, whatever happened.
I don't know where is this statement. I've never given any such statement. I don't know who has printed it. They print such things always. I've never given such statement. I did say, and I do say, that the Hyderabad fort is the headquarters of the rebel terrorist mafia. It should be evacuated. It should be neutralized. It should be made harmless for the people who are being killed every day. And they have made into a terrorist den, and there should be no terrorist dens of anybody, of Sindhis or Urdus or Punjabis or for that anywhere. All terrorist dens should be wiped out. But I have so far not commented at all about any processions, etc.
You mean to say that you have made a comment on the Hyderabad incident?
I have made a comment upon the necessity of evacuating and neutralizing Hyderabad fort. And I continue to say that it should be neutralized. I have sent a telegram to the President saying. But I am against the use of women and children for the purposes of committing crimes against the people. Using of press, using of international media, using of everything, misuse of Islam, God, religion, Nahmadu, Nastainu, Nusalli ala Sayyidul Mursaleen, and then you kill people. I am against all hypocrisy. In the name of women, in the name of children, in the name of Islam, in the name of God, in the name of processions. Killers, 10,000 killers, they become a political procession. Dacoits, if they form into a mob, we say it's a political position, don't oppose it. If dacoits take women and put them in front, and they go and mass murder people, you don't touch them because women are in front. This is precisely what the terrorists do in hostages. They put a woman in front. They say, if you kill her, I'm going to kill her. Then you'll be killing on this thing. I am like anybody else throughout the world. I'm against this use of hostages. Women actually who are leading them are hostages. It's a terroristic act against those women to put them in front, to put their lives in jeopardy, to prevent the law enforcing agencies from apprehending the people and repeating thing, from killing. It's not a political thing. All the vilest things, misuses that could be done of democracy have been done here. Just as Zia did. He said, you want GSN? Then he started the word GSN and made it a terror for the people of Sindh. You want Islam? They turned it into an abuse to an extent that people say we don't want Islam. He has said GSN, put it in the mouth of intelligence agents, GSN, and then kill Sindhis. I have opposed that. This mafia, press mafia, I call it press mafia, media mafia, they speak lies in the morning and by the hour. They attribute, they have recently said somebody, I don't have the time to give them. Paljio has married, he has run away, he has made billings, he is living in Ladkana, he is nowhere in Karachi, he is nowhere there. Somebody, they'll put me in Sri Lanka, I've evacuated, and this yellow press is always there. The entire so-called national press, yellow press, and the hands of the terrorists, it has always been like that. They use terror with the pen, terror with propaganda, terror with communication lines. Abuse. Nazis did like that. Nazis used even science. Kill the people because their genetics will be affected. They brought scientists who gave the things that it is genetically necessary for the Jews to be killed.
Can you comment on the MQM?
It's one of the vilest and dirtiest killer mafia that I've ever known. I'm a student of all these things. I'm a student of these tyrannies. We have studied the Mongols. Mongols were simply babes before them. You know, in 1112, Genghis Khan came and he said, if you don't do this, I'll kill you, that's all. He told Tarkan Khatun, if you don't surrender, then I'm going to put you there before the dogs. I'll eat my food, throw away the bones to you, and you will catch some of them, and the dogs will catch some of them. And you will live forever on those bones. Fair and good. These people smile. Then the other said, I said, if they had a so-called national press of Genghis Khan, he would have been a hero by this time. Every one of the killers who used to mass murder people will be a hero. Youth, the Don says youth, Jung says Naujawan, big pepper pade. So when you put these fine words into such dirty use, MQM is one of the widest things of creations of General Zia and the reactionaries and the international reactions to who is out in the various countries of the world. It is a private army like in the Beirut, the Bisai militia, or the Hua sect in Vietnam, or anything, any of those dirty things, fixes that you have.
What do you think the MQM wants?
It wants firstly a lot of money. It is extorting money from the government of Sindh, from Kausalisha, it is extorted from this thing. They had a crore of rupees from Benazir Bhutto. The victims, mind you, didn't get a penny. They are starving today. That's why I want you to go there. They are starving, virtually starving. And this mafia is getting billions. Every day they talk, and they'll get money. Firstly, they're after money. They are extorting and blackmailing everybody. They extorted money from the press, from Jung. They wanted 2 crores, they had 2 crores. If you find you, they'll get money from you, they'll get money from me. Anybody, just extortioners. Secondly, they want to sell and dispose of conquerors. You see, they are conquerors. They conquer Sindh and then they will deal with it and they will dispose of Pakistan. With this as a base, they'll blackmail Punjabis, Pashtuns, blackmail with India, any government there. This is a sufficient minority. With this percentage and ratio, they were ruling India, why not Pakistan? And they want to be just the reincarnations of the Mongols, rule over the whole thing, kingmakers. You have heard about Abdullah the Sayyid Baraha Sadat. They belong to a place in India which is called Baraha. They were the kingmakers. The Baraha Sayyid, they made the kings. They're going to, with this petty little population, they want to be the kingmakers.
What do you think should happen to the Mohajir population of Sindh?
Nothing. Nothing should happen to them. They should sit down and take it easy and do all things and work and live as everybody does. I do it every day. They are not angels of God that something special should be done for them. They should live like everybody else.
Yes, but earlier...
They should forget about being Aurangzebs and Mahmud Ghaznavis and all that. This is 20th century.
But earlier you had said, we have talked about the backwardness of Sindh as compared to its urban centers where the Mohajirs came and settled. Now,
firstly, I don't use the term Mohajirs. It's a great insult to the concept of Mohajirs. Can you compare with these Janis who have come to loot and plunder with Bilal, with Huzur Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, with Ali, Hazrat Ali and all this, they are Mohajirs. Is an insult to the concept. I call them either, you can call them refugees or you can call them immigrants or any term. With me, I don't consider this to be, I think this is the greatest, is a rape of the term, of the meaning of the term Mohajir. But under a protest, I'll allow this thing to be used.
No, what would you call them then? Would you
Immigrants.
Sindhi?
Immigrants. If they wish to be Sindhi, of course, why not? I mean, if Italians could become Americans, why not? But if somebody wants to be His Excellency and the Conqueror and all that, उधर थे दश्त तो दश्त दरिया भी ने छोड़े हमने बहरे ज़ुल्मात में दौड़ा दिए घोड़े हमने. They used to be just like you and me and everybody. This is a place where we live. Anybody who wishes to live. For me, I should be allowed to go to Germany and live and become a German. Why not? This whole world is a place, small place. You can go from. Why should I be confined to Karachi? If I wish to like and live in Brazil, why not? Why not?
But the problem is that you said that the Sindhis are backward people.
Very.
And that the immigrants, Urdu-speaking people who came to Pakistan, settled in these urban centers, are highly sophisticated. And they have therefore...
They are criminally sophisticated. They are not sophisticated in the sense that they are backward and they are backward. We had a lot of controversy. I said we are backward in a certain sense, but we are very progressive because we don't misuse religion. We are highly cultured, highly sophisticated, and they are backward, they are cruel, they are absolutely, and they are just like the original brutes things. They don't have a culture.
Okay, and what I want to say is that at least we agree that the economic monopoly, the monopoly within the urban centers has belonged to the Urdu-speaking people.
No. There were Punjabis, there was always a mixed population. This is one of the greatest lies that Karachi belongs to the Mohajirs. It doesn't. How have you become a Muhajir? You are not a Muhajir in this sense. You don't know, you can't speak two senses of Urdu as the Urdu people will do. How do you? You are a Sindhi, but you have been persuaded by their cultural dictatorship to consider yourself something other than being Sindhi. So they are in a very tiny minority, that's all. They collected a hodgepodge and called them all Muhajirs. How are they?
No, what I'm trying to get at is... Sure.
Yeah.
My question is that we have just been talking about how the judiciary was controlled by the Urdu speaking, your own examples of what happened to you as a...
No. Judiciary was not controlled by things. Judiciary, specific tasks regarding this evacuee property were given to Urdu-speaking judges only. Not that judiciary was numerically, they were greater than that. No. We have the best Sindhi judges. We have the best intelligentsia. We had Ekubra, the finest lawyers are always in Sindhis. Yes.
Okay, so now if we say, like you said, that there was Urdu everywhere, how would you replace that or share that?
We would like that. We would like to adopt here a notion that is throughout the world, people should be educated in three languages: their own mother language, and the nationally working language, and any one of the international languages. So we know Urdu, we speak Urdu, our mother language is Sindhi, so we are educated in Sindhi, but we also study English, and the third international language is English, or for that matter anywhere. Everybody should learn this thing, his mother language, education in mother language, then a language which is a lingua franca for the relation, lingua franca, not a national language. National is something different. We have got many nationalities, not one. So, three languages, and fair share to Punjabis. Why should the Punjabis not have them? It's a rich language. Balochi language, Pashto language, they are wonderful languages. They have been repressed. Their ruling classes have been turned cultural traitors to their own people. They have not developed them. Punjabi poetry is one of the most brilliant poetry that you can. I'm a student of world literature. I can say with any amount of confidence that Sindhi literature is by far ahead of the Urdu literature, current literature. What is there in Urdu literature today? If you are a critic, I am a critic. What is there in it? It's the same old story. They don't have topics. They don't have subjects. The things are being done. They don't have a countryside. They don't have the sufferings. They have only the urban little elite. They are having the same story there. But all the variety, all the beauty, all the charm and art is there. And look at the poetry. It's insipid. It has lost everything. It's meaningless, irrelevant. Urdu poetry is irrelevant. It's the Punjabi language, literature, the Punjabi poetry especially, Sindhi poetry, Sheikh Hayaz. How can you compare him with any other poet? People are just pygmies before him, if he were translated in the language. The giant of his times. So all the best in literature and language and culture, and they have a reactionary culture. Kill the people, man in your neighborhood. That racialistic idea, the whole outmoded antediluvian thinking, all the backwardness that is there, they are living in the Mongol times, behind the times, out of date. We have a progressive culture. All are brothers. All human beings are brothers. No link, no discrimination on the basis of sex, language, color, creed, faith, or anything.
How do you propose to solve or resolve this crisis?
By eliminating terrorism and putting people on, giving protection to everybody, irrespective of color, language, everybody. Irrespective of everything. No Sindhi business, no Muhajir business so far as the question of security and honor and sanctity to every family, every man, woman and child. To his property, to his arm, to his human rights. Security, peace, for all. And then this tyranny ends, that's all. All the advantages that they get is only through this blackmailing and mafia and killing, and then a fair democratic press, which is shamelessly abusing the democratic liberties that they have given. They are using it for fascist purposes, for killing, for condoning, for propagating falsely. They should be ashamed of them, this thing. Who's the representative of BBC? Who's the representative of Guardian? Who's the representative of Voice of America? All these people who speak lies and prostitute their knowledge and their things for the purpose of this, their petty, small group considerations.
Would you make the distinction between original Sindhis and newcomers into Sindh?
Yes, original Sindhis are well versed in the old culture, and they have got many minuses. There are many reactionary elements in it. There can never be a whole culture which is progressive. You can always have a mix. There are elements which are democratic elements in Sindhi culture. There are very, very reactionary elements in Sindhi culture, like karakari. If a girl speaks to a man, she should be killed. For this is exactly what we are fighting against. We have devoted our entire life fighting against feudalism and its remnants. We just hate these terrorists, and we hate the Vadiras also. They are also terrorists on a minor scale. They are Sindhis, we hate them, we fight against them. They want to kill us and we want to eliminate them. We are the true progressives. They, even a comrade would side with the terrorist. Janab Ali, Huzuri Ali, and this and this and this. Professors, engineers, doctors, they'll use all the language that they know for this. We don't do it. We condemn the terrorists, Sindhi terrorists. I hereby condemn any terrorism done by any Sindhi. Even a tear from the eyes of Urdu speaking or Punjabi speaking or anything. Done anything by vicarious liability. Because we are progressive people.
There was a statement earlier that, of course, you've been talking about disarming of people. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Now, when we talk about disarming people, there was also, on your birthday, your 50th birthday, there was a march by the Sindhiyani Tahreek, and each one of your Sindhiyani Tahreek cadre is armed.
No, that's not right. There are some who might have participated in that. Disarm everybody, Sindhiyani or no Sindhiyani. Disarm me first. But disarm the rest, everybody. Disarm everybody. Or say cancel the Arms Act. Give arms to everybody. Allow everybody to purchase those. This will be an unequal thing. They have got the billions taken by mafia. They have got billions taken from the CIA, from the military intelligence, from Indians, from Russians, from God knows where. They have billions and we will have nothing. But allow us to purchase the arms. Cancel the Arms Act. Let everybody have it. Let him sell his cow and protect his family with burning a class name. Or disarm everybody, including me, including you, including everybody. See, we are not like these people, yani, magar, chunke, chunache, all these bogus things. We say plain, simple thing, disarm everybody. Death to the terrorist. Let him be a Sindhi or a Panagir, Mohajir, or anybody. No terrorism. No to terrorism. Argue, fight, quarrel. Sit on the table. I'm a lawyer, but I'm also a small sort of a poet. We are writers, we are intellectuals. We can't allow terrorism.
The MQM said that there was a distinction made between the old Sindhis and new Sindhis, and there was discrimination against the new Sindhis.
The discrimination, the distinction would always be there. It is in America. I cannot be a European, can I be? They can't call me that I'm a good speaker of Urdu. My Urdu will be atrocious. So the distinction is natural and quite there. But distinction doesn't mean discrimination. They have always had the lion's share. There's no question of this. This is one of the biggest lies that they do. It's a lying factory, they produce things. I wonder if Hitler had known about this thing, they utilize them. They speak lies. Are they prepared to sit on the table and show me the thing, how many posts they have got today? They have 80% of all the posts. All the TV money goes to them. All the radio money goes to them. The billions of rupees coming every day go to them. How many people Sindhis are employed in the factories, so-called factories in Sindh? What percentage? Are they prepared? How many Sindhis are in the army? How many Sindhis are in the PIA? Sindhi-speaking people. I say, appoint a commission. Give us only 50%. Though we are in a majority, 70%. They bolster their figures. They speak lies. They say, we are dominant Karachi. How do they come? They have got small place in Azizabad by becoming gundas and the terrorists. They think we control Karachi. Peaceful citizens are not MQM people. They are not gundas. They are not terrorists. How do they become? They, if they take a Kalashnikov, then I will even if I, not I of course, we don't bow before any killers. We will prefer death rather than bow. Then we have faced every autocracy and we have fought against all generals of all times and dictators. But people, ordinary run of the people, they'll bow before and they become an MQM for protection. They take protection money. They are the mafia on the Italian vision. They take money, that's all. Money is the name of the game.
How do you think the ordinary Sindhi feels about the fact that the Urdu speaking have 80%, as you said, of the posts?
Very, very much resentment. Yes. They know it. They can't do anything. They don't have a media. Urdu press is completely dominating and that's a so-called national press.
What would you like to do to be able to get your due share?
We'll agitate. We'll vote against the people who don't do that. We'll talk, we'll fight, we'll quarrel, we'll make speeches. We will not shoot. Shooting is out of order. We will not do gundagardi. We will use all civilized methods of political debate, controversy, warfare even. We'll demonstrate. We demonstrated in Karachi. We had 30,000 women. Our women did not come to protect the gundas in thousands. Our women, let me tell you, are, if we allow them, they are more militant than these ladies who pretend to be Colonel Watt. You'll see our ladies. Come there and we'll show you what kind of capable are they. As you say, they know how to shoot. They know how to shoot, some of them. Do they do? They're not cowards. But this is not our style, you see. To take out blouses and show to the people and then say, do this, otherwise I'm going to say that you have raped me. This is not our style. This is not our culture. It's our culture which is fighting with us. It doesn't allow us to do these things. She will never be touched by anybody else if she does like that. Nobody would respect anybody who takes an advantage by these methods, low methods, dirty methods. We are an ancient people. We don't do these things for getting these petty, dirty advantages of the moment. We have certain national dignity. We won't stoop to lies like these things. Go dart kar rahe hain, then you say, I don't know you. This is not our culture. This is the empire's culture, emperor's minions who change their sides every two minutes. Wajid Ali Shah's culture and Muhammad Ali Shah's culture.
Well, after having voiced your sort of criticism of this culture, how do you plan to coexist with it?
They have got wonderful democratic elements in their culture. Makhdoom Muhyiddin, they've got fine people, Sair, Mir, Ghalib, Bedal, Abdul Qadir Bedal, Amir Khusro, wonderful people. They are our people. You can't believe it. All the night I read all these people. Dark I was reading. Last night I was reading only Dark all the time. I have got these books in my bag all the time. I read all the Urdu classics. They are just part of our culture. Every one of us reads this. We just everything, we enjoy everything. What would be without the Urdu poetry and culture? Krishan Chandra, Bedi. I mean, I challenge them. Does anyone of the MQM know as much of Urdu culture as I do? I mean, these are ignoramuses. They are just brutes. What do they know about Urdu culture? What do they mean? Fasana Azad and Sir Sayyid and poets and Qadrosh Bedal and so wo bhi admi or Ghalib or Meen or Ismail Panipati and all these things. They are ignorant people, just looters and plunderers. What do they know about it? So this is a part of our culture. We'll have a democratic composite culture. Having elements of Sindhi culture, Punjabi culture, why not? The whole Pakistani culture. There are three levels of culture. There's a local level of culture, then there's an all Pakistan culture. Bulle Shah, have you read it? Sanu Nachke Yar Manavanade. The fascinating culture of Bulle Shah, Mullah Fazil, Khushal Khan Khattak, and then Rahman Baba. I wish you read the Tappas of Punjabi, Pashto, and Mahiyas of Punjabi. You'll be fascinated. Urdu has got its own democratic sides. But you read Sindhi, you read Punjabi, you see the Tappas, you saw the ancient cultures. Have you heard Heer and Ranjha, especially the music? So there should not be a monotonous one-sided culture. This is all our culture, all Indian culture, and Bengali, Bhavaiya. Why Urdu only? India doesn't mean only Urdu. The Kannada, the Telugu, the southern music, ancient music, classical dances, culture, civilizations, Himachal Pradesh, the land tracks, and then why not learn from the Chinese and the Germans and the Japanese, the haiku poetry and Japanese literature. And you see the Shikibu's diaries of the 11th century, the Heian culture of the Japanese civilization, and then Romans. What can you do with the Romans and the Japanese of the Egyptians, these Greeks, Greek culture? That we should take the international culture. I was writing a letter to the UNESCO that there should be now a new version of the world culture, and this is a very occidental version of the Eastern culture. This was one type.
Do you think that the conflict at present